Guys, first game, you were mentioning it. It's Best Spot versus Recent Gaming. Best out of 3. We know the maps. It's
Yeah.
Cash, Mirage, and Train.
Yeah.
Comments on that?
Yeah, we were
G-
talking about
I mean-
yesterday.
Yeah,
Were we seeing any trains or
even,
not?
And I think even Nato pointed out that as long as the Swedes get to play, and usually Swedes, I mean, overall, get to play cash, it's a win-win situation for them pretty much. And this time around, I've got to agree, and they're the ones choosing cash as well. So with that being said, I think Mirage shouldn't really be too much of a problem either. But then again, Mirage is one of those Danish maps as well. One of those Danish maps that I've always liked to point out. They're not necessarily super good at the map, but they know how to play it, and they're definitely more than capable of beating the Swedes on this map. Then again, 2-0 is what we heard Quitten say he was gonna win this. I don't think that's we can't.
We heard that last night also,
but
how about you, Ross? What do you think? First game, we have Cash.
Yeah. I mean, really happy to not see Mirage as the first map, but we're gonna have it today anyway. But I'm really hoping to see a third map. I'm really going.
We might see a couple of third maps today. Seeing as every game today is going to be played best out of 3. What we do now also is that now on Cash, for example, is the map that CSGO Best Pot picked. So they're going to start off as, or the other team is going to choose side first. So it's not going to be any knife rounds.
Okay.
That's it about that, guys. In the caster desk.
You hear us?
Do you hear us?
Yes.
Cash first map. We're gonna see Cash for the second time this tournament. We're only seeing Cash, Mirage, and Dust 2, right?
Yeah.
So
Mirage 5 times yesterday.
5 times.
Yeah,
Great map.
only 5 times.
Yeah, only out of 8. That's great statistics.
So hopefully Train will be our new addition.
Yeah.
I hope so, at least. Because it would be fun to see these teams play other maps as well, like Cobble or Overpass.
Oh,
we haven't seen
yeah,
anything
exactly
of
what I
that.
want to say. That.
So,
Cobble and Overpass. But the Swedes were quite convincing. They say that, it's going to be 2-0. Every time we play best out of 3, we're going to win.
Actually, what surprised me, we didn't saw any Inferno.
No.
That's quite strange.
yeah, actually, I mean, it's kind of extreme to see, especially in the group stage. I mean, how bad do you really want to go for Mirage? I mean, you've seen Mirage for so many times in a row, and these teams probably, they've seen each other on this map as well. By now, they should realize that, okay, maybe just switch it up a little bit, play Inferno or any other map, really, to surprise the enemies with something that you haven't seen before, because none of the other teams know how any other play on another map.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, last night was a weird day.
Yeah,
all in
really
all,
weird.
seeing
Yeah,
as we played Mirage 5 out of 8 games, so hopefully it's not going to be like that today. The guys are ready at the server, and there's not going to be any knife round, so please take it away, Nadosafix and Dabu.
Thank you for the kind introduction. So, Nato, what are your thoughts about this game?
It's going to be great. I think I'm going to be definitely, I think we can go more in depth. I think we want to just hop on into the game as quick as possible because the players are ready and waiting. So
they are eager to start it.
Definitely. They're already so hyped about this tournament. And we are too. We've been up sleepless all night just awaiting the return of great Counter-Strike.
We start talking about last night again.
Yeah,
I'm feeling
I can't get it out of my head. But no, we're seeing a Cash, and I would say that it favors the terrorist side on this. Not necessarily the terrorist side, but the terrorist team, or the current terrorist team that is the Swedes of CSGO Best Pot. I don't know if you have any predictions. We didn't really get into that.
Let's talk about that after this pistol. I think we are already in the thick of things with CSGO Best Pot taking it to Speedway and sending Maxi and Slap through into mid, and they push Netric back into the CT spawn. It's actually Larsen who took refuge over there, and Netric helped his teammate out a little bit. Now they still have some problems over there while the terrorists make their way into the B bomb site. They get one frag, but Jumpy gets traded by Insta, and a good hold by Reason coming up with Barbar already low on HP, as well as Slap. A double kill by Insta will shut it down, and Reason have the first round on the board, only losing one player.
Larsen, 224 damage with a grenade. That's what I call a money nade. Now, I want to point out that the T-pistol that CSGO Best Pot ran yesterday was the kind of current meta of pistol rounds on Cash, where you boost over, like you boost 3 guys over the boost, then you rush over to challenge short, you put pressure on A through short, so they're expecting it, they're falling back into A side. Immediately when you get close to short, you turn around, go through vent, take B, and the rotations have already come in. Now this time, they tried to do a fake of that by doing the exact same thing all the way through until they got it too short, where they ran through the connect area instead. And I think that they were kind of trying to mind game Reason, because Reason have probably been watching Cash, where, you know, the Swedes have no information on how Reason play this map, but KS is going to be opening up into this round onto Maxi, so another first kill in favor of the CTs.
And the key frag was Netric saving Larsen from being taken down in CT spawn, and Larsen falling back as far as he did. That's actually admitting defeat, so to speak, and staying alive in that situation was very important for Reason, and it allowed them to come back into the round after losing mid-control. Now it's Netric again with a kill, even though KS got traded. Terrorists are trying to get the bomb plan, but Netric is still over there at NBK at defense, and the T's can't really get rid of him if Insta has that crossfire, and Putin is down to 2 HP. It's not going to be a problem. Reason coming alive there, cheering themselves on a little bit. It's quite early in the morning. You have to get the juices flowing a little bit as well.
Definitely. I mean, also the pistol round, also, I mean, not so much the force buy, we're maybe not expecting them to win that, but yesterday on Cash, I think one of the things that we highlighted at the analyst desk was the fact that Jumpy seemed to call every single T side correctly, like every single T side round. Now the pistol round here, he actually called through the connector where Larsen fell back. Netric had a good position, which he does. Once again, he's going to be seeing three players here. Gets the first, but yeah, he does actually get the second. That's Maxi as well. Deagle, probably not the best sidearm to have in this scenario, but Larsen's going to be helping him out. And he actually takes out 2 players. So Insta taking the last strike here, and it's going to be just pretty much a clean sweep. They do lose Netric, but it doesn't really matter much. It's still a very, very good round for them.
Yeah, he did the damage already before he went down, so no problem for him. Something that I just realized is that the terrorists are feeling middle out quite well in those rounds. They test how the CTs behave and what they do and who's going to help whom from where. So maybe they can use that later on in the game into their own favor and you know, throw the CTs off by using their information they gathered already.
That sounds very likely. I mean, a map like Dust 2 is a map where you usually see the same kind of standard setup. You know where the people play, but on a map like Cash, some people like to play 2-2-1, some like to play 1-3-1, some people like to play solo mid. I mean, there's so many different ways to play it, so feeling out mid early is definitely a good way to go about it, because then you can find out, you know, which side do they stack towards, or do they stack towards any side, or do they just rotate quickly from mid? How will we want to work our fakes here?
Yeah,
and I think
smoke, flashes,
exactly. That's
right
very well played. That's
a
good idea by the terrorists.
And maybe possibly even Molotovs, but not now. We are focused still on middle with 44 seconds left on the clock. The terrorists need to make their pick, and it's gonna be the B bomb site most likely. 2 players already pushed into checkered, with Jumpy taking point. Tobacco has the orb ready to pick off some players coming for him, with his teammate Insta close by. Insta has been the key player in the opening rounds, getting a lot of kills. Now Slap runs through the smokes. They have no time to waste anymore. Insta with the frag. Oh, Tobacco missing 2 crucial shots, missing another one. Now he has no room for error anymore, and he goes down. CSGO best pot in control of the site. A 4v2. Chaos and Larsen are challenging this.
Yeah, and they're going to be trying to see if they can get into the retake. KS has a very long flank. He's so far away from this bomb site that it's going to take him ages, absolute ages, to get back onto the site. Now Larsen is actually not even going to contest this. It looks like they're looking for exits, and that's probably the right way to go about this. Now the challenge here for CSGO best pot is just stay alive with as many players as possible, and possibly even take down a couple of counter-terrorists. Especially if they can take down KS here, that would be fantastic. Now they know his position. He's got an AK, and if they let him save this, it's going to be horrible. But Larsen also coming in from behind. He's going to be actually taking the duel. Going to be taking out 1, but then dies. So that's really not a favorable trade.
Yeah, the terrorists losing quite a lot of money here. But luckily they are terrorists, so they can get their
I was thinking of Larsen,
from the
you know,
black
he shoots
market,
one terrorist and then goes down, loses the gun that he could have saved.
Yeah, as well as KS, who could have just backed away completely. I think they thought they could set up some kind of crossfire and eliminate the terrorists without losing both guns, but the timing was unfortunate. It didn't quite work out. Reason with 3 guns and 2 pistols. No armor, Netric or Tobacco, so those are the soft spots in the armor of Reason. The terrorists are trying to feel that out for now.
Yeah, and that would have looked very different if they had saved 2 guns.
Yeah.
Then it would have been full rifles, and that That's definitely something else. But we kind of also highlighted how Larsen had a tough time yesterday in the second game.
Yeah.
And we now saw Tobacco, who normally isn't an AWP player, actually picking up the AWP and missing 4 shots in a row, where 2 of them really should have landed. Possibly even 3, actually.
Yeah.
Most AWPers would land that. So I'm curious if we're going to see another player who's now going to be struggling, or, the NURBS coming into play. It is a LAN, it is a big LAN, and it's definitely, a good field of teams here. So it's a very tough tournament all the way through.
Yeah, and it's tough for the CTs to try and figure out who's going to pick it up, especially as you try to settle it somewhere. Netric with a jumping and flying headshot onto Maxi. That's a good start for the CTs. Both pistol-wielding players picking up the kills here. Quite unlikely heroes to be shining. And another one goes down to Netric, who's really coming alive for the CTs. Slap with a reply, but Netric is still running around, going wild with his Molotov as well. And another one for him. 9 seconds on the clock. This is virtually impossible to clutch for Slap. It goes down to Insta. And Reason will pull the upset. CSGO best pot will be gutted.
I mean, I've played with Netric a couple of times, and he is definitely one of the more brainy players. That's what works really well for him. We saw him on the first map yesterday, the first Mirage they played, where he dropped, I think, almost 30 frags, 28 frags or so, and he's just had a phenomenal tournament run here. He's making some really good smoke pushes, and it just shows that sometimes the game brain is way more valuable than the aim. He only had a deagle, no armor, still managed to pick up a 4K or something like that. Absolutely amazing play.
Definitely caught the terrace off guard in middle and then worked on top of that, so great stuff for Reason. Now we have the terrace on a naked buy, naked save. Baba bought a P250, but that's about it. So they try to find 1 kill, maybe plant the bomb at A. They have Jump in a good position. If they get the attention drawn away from that, he could get a kill with his Glock even. Slap pushing in together with his teammates. They only get 1 frag, and now it's Netric coming around, messing up that spray a little bit, so maybe we praise him too early.
Yeah, but I mean, I did say that his aim is definitely not his biggest attribute here. He goes down to 1 HP, still survives, and that's actually kind of crucial because too much economic damage here early on will hurt them in the long run. Now, I'm not so sure that I support the decision of knowing you're playing against an eco round and then playing a solo AWP player in mid. Larsen didn't really watch when they went over the boost, and they could have potentially been flanked and taken over the A side, which they almost did, to be fair. So maybe next time have the AWP instead play at the CT car, have a guy playing A, have a guy playing with a rifle in mid who can spray down the unarmored opponents instead of the AWP trying to combine, multiple shots in a row.
Yeah, it's definitely harder, especially when 4 players come rushing into you. You most likely end up dying. So Larsen might work on that one, but you never know what the call was. Maybe Reason just expected an A go or something like that, even though Jumpy got through them. So if he had a rifle, it would have been quite crucial. And middle is open again. The CTs are just a little lackluster on middle coverage at the moment.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes it can be, a deliberate strategy to just give up mid control, because right now what we're seeing is that the terrorists don't really use it for much. And the CT's actually reading this very well. Not only that, they're also just having a very, very powerful hold. They're really, really good at helping each other. But this time, the Conquest is going to be going towards the B bomb side. Now, Insta takes out 2 players. That's phenomenal from him. Quit then takes him out quickly afterwards. And Tobacco with this off does land a shot this time around. It's a very important one. Does he, if he goes down in that scenario, that's a much harder round to win. Yeah. And now, without the time and without the bomb, they really just have to fall back and try to save these rifles.
Yeah, a bitter pill to swallow for the terrorists, giving up yet another round to the CTs. And this time around, they didn't even get anywhere close to a plan or close to putting pressure onto the CTs. Insta handled it perfectly on the outside of B. Tobacco was there with his AWP, so maybe, it's still early. Your brain is awake, you function as a human being. But as a player, that's a whole different thing. You have to be on point in those situations. And it's quite hard to find that form as early in the match as Tobacco was kind of needed in the first rifle. So we give him some slack there. And he has some more time to work on that one.
Yeah. Interesting enough was that yesterday when we saw CSGO Best Pot play Cashier, we saw them take a 7-0 lead, and then they kind of fell back and dropped a lot of rounds, actually. Now here it's the exact opposite. We're seeing them have a very, very slow start, and honestly, they're really not doing a very good job. Not individually getting many frags or even shooting good headshots here. And strategically, I don't really support many of the decisions that they're doing either. But this time, I think this is a very good play. Barbar going to be taking down Netric. And look at the pincer movement coming here. They are actually going to be playing the B bomb site, but they also have a guy who's playing towards A, so he'll cover the rotations. Now, Tobacco will surely be cut out, or at least be smoked out of the bomb site. He does actually take down one of this player towards A, and now Insta goes down. So the bomb site is free for the taking. Barbar gets another one, and it looks like another round on the board for the T's.
What a strategy by CSGO Best Pot. They definitely used the info on middle, the intel they gathered, and Reason left it open again, and that allowed the terrorists to push 2 players into CT spawn alley. One taking control of A, kind of the truck position, and the other one pushing into B from behind. So a lot of control on the map for CSGO Best Pot. They just had to find that one kill, and even though Insta desperately tried to find somebody, he was already surrounded. No chance for him. The terrorists are finally making that intel work.
Yeah, the only reason Tobacco really got a kill, and this isn't a clean sweep, is because he jumped through a smoke and then shot a guy in the back. But while doing so, he kind of locked himself out of the bomb site because of that smoke, you know. It was what was blocking him out of the bomb site. Now, what we've been seeing, or what we kind of noticed yesterday with Larsen, was that he was quite passive in the game versus Rocket, and he can't keep staying this passive when he meets better opponents. We haven't seen any aggressive plays so far, and he's really just falling back in mid every time they try to contest it. But what we're actually seeing from Netric is the exact opposite, where he's the type of guy who's fearless right now. He's rushing through smokes. He's just doing so well, and it might actually be what is working well for Reason here, that they are having these small aggressive plays. I think that's definitely the key to their success currently.
Just like Tobacco for now, going aggressive as well, putting up the pressure on the B bomb site. Now he has to get the kill, and he does it. Even though he had some trouble against Jumpy, the terrorists are shut down from the B bomb site, and they have to focus on A for now. They have 1 play in middle and 2 at A. The bomb is still dropped behind, and 52 seconds on the clock now, so they have to make a decision sometime soon. We can get some more information on B. They might actually make the rotation, and it's on the way already, with Slap picking off Netric. The CTs are down to 3 players. 2 of them are below 10 HP. If only the terrorists had a few nades. They have to push in there, and now it's up to Tobacco to change this round. If he surprises them, if he gets a good headshot, and if KS surprises the terrorists as well, he's not going to do that, but Tobacco chimes in with his frag, tries to do some more damage with the nade, which is not going to happen, and Larsen has the AWP, has to back away. Oh, actually,
I can see this landing. Oh my
that
God,
was quite
that was
close.
so close.
Yeah, the no-scope being a little inaccurate in that moment saved the terrorist's life.
Yeah, there was actually a guy on Reddit here the other day. Well, I always say the other day when it can, in fact, be like 20 years ago. The game hasn't been out for that long, so...
Wait, how old are you?
Not yet 20. Oh, wow, Larsen misses the easiest of shots. I wish we had replays, but wow. He was really... There was a guy running into his crosshair, and he missed him by just a centimeter there, losing the AWP. But anyway, what I was talking about is the fact that actually instead of no-scoping, people should start just quick-scoping, because it doesn't really matter. Some guy made a macro where it like scopes and then shoots instantly, and it's much more accurate than the no-scope, even though you are like only scoping in for a millisecond.
Yeah.
So you should actually never no-scope, interestingly enough. It's something you guys can try out as well. It's very nice.
Yeah, I did that on the server to test the RNG on the AWP.
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't have any results, because I'm not a computer.
Oh.
Couldn't process all the information I got.
Sometimes you feel like a robot.
Sometimes I'm talking like one. That's
Wop wop. Oh yeah, definitely. Nah. But I'm glad to see that the terrorists are coming back into this game. We want some exciting matches here. It's the first best of 3 now. Larsen in a very interesting position, a very unorthodox position, and he might just catch someone out here. I think he will. Now they're going to be... Ooh, he misses another easy
They
shot.
lined up as well.
Yeah, it does look like the ops not really coming into play here for Reason, and maybe they need to start thinking about actually just, throwing them away here. Netric now stuck on the site, but the rotations have already come in. And now the T's are going to be trying to take a site versus 5 CT players here. Now K's going to be taking down 1, taking out 2, and it's a 2 versus 2 situation. But it's kind of the old switcheroo here with the T's now having control of the site, and the CT's trying to retake it, but they do have the bomb dropped outside of the site. And Huiten and Barbar going to be trying to challenge here. He does take down Instant. Barbar will surely take down KS, and he will indeed. A good try at a flash peek there for KS, because he knows Barbar must be close and he'll be peeking instantly, but unfortunately the timing doesn't quite work out for him.
Yeah, considering all things, the CTs were quite close salvaging the round. They had a weak bye. They lost positional control of the A-bomb set quite early, but they pulled it back to a 2v2. And that gave him a fighting chance with the bomb being dropped in the middle. Sadly, it didn't work out for them, so CSGO Best Pot come back into the game with 4 rounds now, and they might make it 5 just in a few moments, depending on how those picks work out. Yeah, that is Netric again, having an impactful kill.
Yeah, I mean, we should really call him Lan Rick. Yeah, we always do these puns. They're always horrible. But anyway, Netric once again coming in. He's already found one through the door this time. He's got a Deagle in hand. And Maxi calling out that nice shot. He is actually on the right bomb site here. And they're just going to be running into his waiting arms in just a few moments. I'm not sure if he's actually even aware of this. But I'm interested to see if he can actually land another Juan Diego here.
Yeah, sadly, the first frag of Netric didn't have the impact that I was looking for. Especially with the rest of his squad going down. He picking up another one might give them some more money to work with in the next round. And, well, Reason have to calm down a little bit. I think at that stage of the game, they just have to slow down themselves, you know. Their thoughts might be racing. Oh my god, we lost 5 rounds now. What are we going to do about it? Where are our holes in the defense? You know, they try to probably just plug middle because they felt there was some lackluster defense over there. But then they opened up other parts of the map, and CSGO Best Pot did a good job of abusing that. So the terrorists are having this one in the palm of their hand. They are in control, and the CTs are really just reacting like a dog, and you fake in the throw, you know? You have the stick in your hand, and the dog is trying to run away, and it's just not happening.
No, but this time the dogs have already run away. Pre-execute here pretty much as the full counter-terrorist team with full rifles just kind of stacking on the B-bomb site and now having to retake 5 versus 5. This is, yeah, once again, very unorthodox.
It's going to be a slaughter inside the A-bomb set if Reason is re-executing there. They have the back in a great position. He's coming in from behind, but Jumpy had the kind of lucky timing there. No frags result from that one. And now Huitin takes him down, and Larsen and Insta are going for the save again. Reason has to admit defeat.
Yeah, and I don't even think that Insta is going to hang on to his gun here. I'm pretty sure they're going to be finding him. Yes, they will, and that is Slap. And Larsen, you know, once again, he's really saving a lot of rifles, and you know these games where it's like, especially as an AWP player, it happens quite often on Inferno, especially where you're playing one site and they hit the other. Yeah. Then you have to go in for the retake, but on Inferno the sites are so hard to retake with an AWP that it really just doesn't work, so you're going to just end up saving 5 rounds in a row. I feel like that's kind of the case for Larsen here, and it's really unfortunate because it just, not only does it make it really hard to actually have an impact on the game, but at the same time, it also, you know, tilts you because you really want to be performing. You want to help out your mates, but it's just not possible. Now, Maxi going to be caught out, and that's actually a big mistake by the terrorists, leaving him alone so close without standing anti-flash. He didn't get flashed, but Huiten going to get a shot right to the dome and slapping Barbar also dropping. So now it's a 1 versus 5 situation from a small force buy.
Yeah, the eco round could actually make them come alive again. Larsen with his rifle having the impact that we talked about, and he saves his own AWP. All the rifles that the terrorists drop are going to be saved by the CTs. and actually the M4 is going to be left behind. Perfect round for Reason Gaming.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's rare you see 4 AKs and an AWP versus 4 AKs and an AWP.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time seeing that, but yeah, fantastic round by Reason. But you know, it's typically that when you do something good, it's because the other team does something wrong. In this case, I think it definitely was a mistake by the terrorists. But this time they open up with 2 frags. They do get return on, but it's still going to favor the T's here.
Yeah, the man advantage gives them some more space to work with, and 1 minute 20 is more than enough time to get a fake going, to feel some more information out of the CTs, or just to push in there. And that's what they do in middle. Waitin picks off KS. Instant Tobacco left alone. Tobacco has to find the frag on the B bomb site, but he's taken out by Barbar. And CSGO best pot, make it 7-7 on the terrorist side on Cash. That is quite a troublesome scoreline for the CTs.
I would actually say that Cash is a map that slightly favors the T's. I think oftentimes you're looking at a 9-6 scoreline here. So it's not too bad, but thinking that they were up, I think 6-1. Yeah, they were up 6-1. Then that's really not very good.
Yeah, but as we already mentioned, the terrorists were gathering that information, and they used it perfectly. Now we have an equal trade in middle. Simultaneous frags coming in. Tobacco and Insta still on the B bomb site like we are used to, and Barbar is pushing forward into mid, trying to feel out the A bomb site. He's quite convinced that there is nobody in middle anymore, and he's luckily for him, he's right, because otherwise he might be pushed. Nedrick trying to find some information on the whereabouts of the terrorists, and will not spot anyone over there.
No, and I talked to Whitten this morning, and he said that yesterday when we kind of were not blaming the first loss from the Swedes here on Barbar, but we definitely said that he was probably one of the worst players, kind of compared to his standards. But I was told that he only had 1 hour of sleep. This night he slept well, and he's definitely doing well for his team here. 14-10, top fragging with Jumpy and Maxi on a single kill. He wasn't good on Cash yesterday, and today it's not really much better. But Tobacco going to be caught out by just him. Maxi, that is. Insta going to be taking down 1, but really that's not good enough. Netrick really needs to do massive work here, and he takes out the first player, and that's Maxi. Now it's all left to Jumpy, the in-game leader. It's all riding on his shoulders for this last round of the half. None of the players here have any reason to save whatsoever. Jumpy gets into a good position, but does not win the fight versus Netrick. And it will be Reason picking up the last round of this half. And an 8-7 in favor of the CTs. I mean, as Whitten also told me earlier, he said he was very, very comfortable with how the veto panned out. He would have liked to play Train, but sadly, for Reason, they were going to take it 2-0. So we weren't going to be seeing Train. It does look like a fair fight right now. And it does look like, you know, it could very well be Reason picking up the first here.
Yeah, let's see. I will never count out any team anymore with comebacks like Fnatic against Luminosity happening on a daily basis on every single tier. Every single game is on the edge. And eco rounds like Reason had, for example, they can be the difference in the end. But sometimes the following round that Reason had with the 4 AKs and the AWP, and that didn't get won by them. That was another big factor, because they were, they got the momentum back with that eco round, and they couldn't convert it. They couldn't string the rounds together anymore. And that was CSGO best pot coming back again. And even though they lost another round after that one, it was, I think the momentum is still in the hands of CSGO best pot, because they started off slowly, and they started picking up rounds after that, even though they were down, like you said, 6-1.
Yeah. Now, we're going to be seeing a fast smoke here. And it looks like it's just going to be the A bomb site going to be taken fast here. It looks like a very fast strat by Reason, and they really like to do these fast pistol round strats, it seems. They already have control of the A bomb site. The A bomb site being a site that usually is played through retake by the CT side. So nothing out of the ordinary this time around, but Slap going to be taken out Larsen with a headshot through the wall, and the CTs really need this round to kind of get back into this game. Tobacco sitting in the back lines here. They're just getting shot down all over the place, but Netric with a fantastic Molotov, a set Molotov, and it's just on the bomb. They cannot defuse it, and they're losing so much HP. They do have a kit though, so the round is not yet won by Netric, and unfortunately he goes down. I'm pretty sure they do have time, and yes, they do have time in the end. Jumpy going to be picking that up, but I'm going to say, if you didn't have a kit, I think that would have been the round going in favor of Netric.
Yeah, and Jumpy went into the flames to start the defuse as soon as he knew the Molotov will fade away before killing him. So he lost an additional amount of HP, but he tried to save as much time. So yeah, I'm positive about that as well. If they hadn't had the defuse kit on Jumpy, it would have been a round for Reason Gaming. So another round going down the wire. Reason goes for the 4 spies, so no save for them. Even though they could have afforded rifles, they feel like this is the time to take the game. This is the time to take control. They have the 5 Tech 9s with armor. Obviously a viable strategy on Cash with Slap taking down the first one, but he gets traded. Another trade comes in. 3v3 now. P90 still for Jumpy. The CT is quite far away from the site, and Baba is under heavy fire by KS. The bomb has been planted by the terrorists, and the CTs try to retake from the same position. 3 players coming in from the same angle.
Yeah, now KS and Larsen, this is a very hard clutch to win. It's not really ideal positions, but this flash might just win them the round. And Larsen and KS combine brilliantly and take out the remaining 3 CT players.
Surprise,
turned on
surprise.
its head. Yeah, turned on its head. Very well played.
The jack out of the box, so to speak. It pops up and suddenly hell unleashes on the CTs. CSGO Bestpod were so close of getting back into the round and into the game as well. Now they have to face the harsh reality of another save for them. The first save in the second half. Yesterday
they started off very good on the very well on the T side. Then they kind of lost a lot of rounds on the CT side. Well, they didn't lose too many rounds, but they didn't have they lost a pistol, and they also started losing a few rounds late T half. Now, yesterday we just saw them take control as soon as they got on rifles. Do you think that's going to happen once again, or do you think they're going to take control right off the bat here with Whitten landing a fantastic Deagle headshot, and then Larsen
impossible is nothing.
Yeah, but that's the thing, you know.
I don't know. I really can't tell. I was thinking that Reason is the weaker team in this exchange, even though we saw Insta having a lot of impact yesterday. I thought that overall they might be the weaker one. Now we have Slap with a 1D onto Tobacco, making it a 4v3, calling in for the rotation. That was not actually the rotation triggering kill, but he didn't spot the bomb, so it might have been just that one play. Now he puts another one down, KS with the refrag, but it might be a little bit too late for the terrorists. They will plant the bomb, obviously, but the CTs try to gather some rifles. They are looking for that, and Huitin lining up another headshot angle. Sadly for him, he's changing his point of aim just as the terrorist was walking in there, and Larsen coming alive with his rifling. Double kill for him on the backstab. Huitin with the deal inside the side at the forklift. He might pick off KS, but the chances of killing Larsen are quite slim. He's there with the refrag, changing the approach already. Now Huitin has both of them lined up, but the bomb will explode in a second. And Reason Gaming make it 10-8 with Larsen making his impact here with the rifle and not the orb.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a thing that you can kind of take from this. It's the fact that when you are an AWP player, you kind of have to hit the key shots, and you kind of don't have too many chances. With an AK, it doesn't really matter how much you shake, or if you miss that first bullet, you can always hit the second shot. So I definitely think, you know, if you've got the nerves, it's much better to pick up a rifle, and I'm not positive that is the reason he's done it, but I think it's going to be working out in Reason's favor if they keep playing it like this. And honestly, you don't need necessarily a T-sided AWP if you have good strats on a map like Cash. But I think it's worth mentioning that Maxi is only on 2 kills in 18 rounds.
Definitely. CSGO Bestpod could take control back if they get an impactful AWP, and then force Reason to retaliate that with their own AWP. And that might be the thing to shift this game around again, depending on the economy, of course. Now Max and company are facing the B execution by the terrorist. Slap picking up 2 headshots. Another one goes down to Maxi. But luckily for the terrorists, Larsen and Insta are not failing on their spray downs to make it an 11-8 scoreline. Reason is winning those mandatory rounds after they took the momentum. So they string those together and they turn it into their favor with the 3-round lead. CSGO Best Pot have their first chance to close in on the gap again.
I think Slap right now is just stepping up massively. This guy, I think he has, at this tier, the best tracking aim of any player. The guy's, like, flickshot aim is not out of the ordinary in that sense, but his way of tracking heads is just absolutely astonishing. The guy is a madman, and that's also why you see him being so good at pistols. It's all about tracking, making sure that every shot counts. And that's why he's getting so many kills right here. He might find more. KS walks in straight into the grasp of Slap. Now Maxi and Baba take one each, and Maxi with another. So it's all left to Netric, the man of the match so far. He takes out 2 players with a headshot. And look at these smoke pushes. He's doing so well. He might just catch out Slap, and I think he will. He will not, unfortunately. Slap wins it very, very close. And if Slap goes down there, it's actually a possible round for Netric.
Definitely.
Scary.
The
scary
smoke is
stuff.
still there for a few seconds. And
at least he can get the plant, you know.
Yeah.
That's
and after the plant, you never know. He peeks the right corner at the right moment and catches one of the terrorists, one of the CTs, of course, in the wrong moment. So it could have been possible, but Slap is showing his flick aim is on point as well, at least sometimes. Now let's see if the terrorists are on point. They will head into the A-bomb set straight away. Quite a strong buy, even though they are low on money. They afford 2 AKs and they get the kills, but one of them has been a team kill, so that's definitely not working out for them. Barbar and Maxi shut it down, and Netric is the last man standing in the back of the bomb site. Maxi is not letting him get back into this one this time around, and CSGO Best Pot come alive with the rifles just like they did yesterday.
Yeah, I think it's actually kind of a mistake that they haven't put Baba on an AWP, but they're winning these rifle rounds still, and they're really good on the rotations here.
And they didn't have the money.
Yeah, they didn't have the money, but you know, instead of force buying, he could have just, you know, stuck to a pistol, no armor for the force buy round, and then Jumpy gonna be seeing a lot of plays here. Fantastic flash from him. Now Huiten is also there for backup, and Jumpy is gonna just taking them all down pretty much. Slap comes in. I mean, it is an eco bash after all, but it's still a very good round. Now, one thing I want to mention is the round before, where they Molotoved off Forklift, which is not a bad bet. But first, Tobacco actually runs into the Molotov, and then he runs out. And then Larsen runs into the Molotov and dies to the Molotov. So I'm curious if Insta didn't call his Molotov, or the players are so nervous and like so shaken up by the tempo of this game that they just have, you know,
running around like chicken.
No, they're missing info. You know, it happens, especially if you're nervous. So I'm curious. It's Tobacco and Insta who have been kind of shaky so far, but Netric and KS makes no mistake in KS with another. That's fantastic. This is a round where the CT should really just fall back and save.
Yeah, Maxi was pushing into A main through the smoke and was ending up on the back of the terrorists, but Reason had one more player way more back than that one, and actually he covered his teammates back. That would have been the play that changed the round if Maxi stayed alive and got a few kills out of there. So with that failing, it's only Jumpy with the AWP, and CSGO Best Pot are going to lose another one. But they have strung quite a few rounds together, so they should have enough money. Yeah, definitely have enough money for another buy. We will see if Reason can really take control. If they win those 2 rounds now, I mean the next one and the following force or save, they might sit at 14-11.
Yeah. I don't know who's in-game leading on Reason, but I noticed on the radar when Jumpy was kind of holding, they were all trying to get out main, and then somebody made the decision to not go out main and instead follow each other the opposite direction. That saved the gunner, and I'm really, really happy that they did. Now, that's just good in-game leading. It's the fact that you obviously want to get out with your guns in that scenario. You want to find Jumpy, but you don't want to lose guns because their economy is in shambles. So, not quite sure who's going to boost
Cuddle a little bit.
Leapfrog, but yeah, I think that's a very good call to make. Now Larsen's going to be smoking off mid here, and it does look like the mid take is coming in. Barbar going to be... No, the Molotov actually fails, and that's huge. Now Barbar can just sit here in hiding, and they still haven't landed the Molotov, but somehow...
Yeah, Barbar expected the Molotov to land and pushed out already and went down there.
That would have been the play that changed the game, and now Huiten, a bit careless, but Maxi finally finding a frag, and it's a very crucial one. If he goes down in that scenario, the round is over now. Jumpy with an AWP, not the ideal weapon to have in this scenario. Gonna be taking out one, that's fantastic. He needs to find more, and he finds another, and Maxi comes, and Jumpy with the third! What a fantastic play from Jumpy, the AWP, the in-game leader, and the man of the round for sure.
Keeps them in the running into this match, drawing it again at 12-12. Jumpy with, as you said, not necessarily the best weapon, but if you make it the best weapon, it's the best weapon, and he definitely hit his shots. Compared to the impact of Reason's all players, we could count that as 1-0 in favor of CSGO Best Pot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yesterday I said that all players aren't that important on Cash, and we've kind of been seeing it. Jumpy is playing the AWP here, he's the in-game leader. He hasn't had the biggest impact. Barbar did have a big impact on the T side though. But besides, ooh, what a great position from whoever is playing it's Slap. The Shroud spot is what I like to call it. And now he actually makes it into main as well. That's single-handedly won them the round here. Once again, I really think Slap is just doing phenomenal work. And I said that it's won in the round, but it does actually get kind of close. Tobago actually takes down Slap. And I need to... Oof, I thought the Caster's Curse was going to come into play there, but Jumpy does land that AWP shot. And with just 1 HP, Tobago cannot clutch it out, unfortunately.
Yeah, just to come back onto that thought that you tried to finish earlier, the AWP might not be the most impactful weapon in the sense of opening rounds, but if it gets pushed and if the AWP player is on point, he can shut down a site on his own. For example, you know, if truck position doesn't get smoked off or if the B-bomb site is covered by him. Now Tobago with a running headshot. And Slap comes back for the CTs. He sprays down 2 more. He's on the quad kill already, looking for the ace, the anti-eco ace. It's coming for Slap. 14-12 in favor of the CTs. And CSGO Best Pod do everything right at the moment. They win a lot of rifle rounds, and they really don't let the terrorists get too close to anything.
I think it's worth noting how you just again see the good decision making on the counter-terrorist side here. They know they're facing ecos, so they only play one player on A, and they played retake. He plays the truck, so even if the smoke comes out, he can spray through the smoke. Now, the smoke on short didn't come out, then it's just a shooting gallery. Slap makes full use of, you know, the bone that Reason throws to him, really. And yeah, it's just nice that they don't play on top of the site. That might have cost them the round. Yeah. And they've already lost 1 eco too many, even though it's only 1. You know, lost against too many ecos, even though it's only 1. So I'm really happy how they played this, and it turned out great. Yeah.
Now let's see what Reason's up to. They will execute into middle, with the CTs having a lot of emphasis on mid at the moment. They have... Huiten is not boosted up into the vent, so this actually only Barbar over there. But this time around, he gets the first frag. Larsen puts him down, but catches a lot of damage. Down to 14 HP. The CTs on a slight rotation into mid. They expected some more action over there, but Maxi is holding it on his own with Huiten and Slap on the B bomb side. Now the terrorist will run into that. Slap with a double spray. He's really catching it. And, well, that's actually only Larsen with his very low amount of HP. Not going to be hard for Huiten to finish him off. 15-12 in favor of CSGO Best Pot. Now they have 3 map points.
Yeah, as once again Slap, like that round, fantastic play. Stays alive, which is like just a gift to his own teammates in its entirety. And then he also takes down 2 frags. Now, Tobago decided to use the smoke on B because he thought they were playing on top of B site. Instead, Huiten was actually playing checkers. That's just very, very well played by Huiten. Then they set up the crossfire and...
in good rotations, good positions overall.
Definitely. They're really making some very, very good calls. And it seems like Cash is a map they've got very good control of. But they don't have very good control of mid. And now Maxi will be going down no matter what. Slap really needs to land some frags. He doesn't. Huiten is boosted up into the vents though. And he might prove to be a nuisance, but he gets dropped early on. Now Jumpy, good Molotov comes in. He's doing a lot of damage even though he's only getting 1 kill. And now Larsen, he has to delay his rotation through the vent as Netric drops the bomb on top of this bomb site.
The Terrorists really getting those good trades, and now they have the weapons, they have the bomb plant. Barbar and Slap have to come in with full force. Both of those players have to cover each other's angles and backs at the same time. The Terrorists are holding on to every single position that could be used by the CTs to get in there, and they have Netric in the kind of Joker position. He's trying to find out where the CTs are coming from, and KS covers him with the Deagle headshot. Another one goes down to Larsen's orb, and Reason Gaming is staying in this game, just hanging on to that slither of a hope that they still have.
And it's Netric again. He doesn't plant hotspot. He really shouldn't, and he doesn't. That's well played. Then the Molotov hotspot, he's not there because he didn't plan hotspot. He's planted for his mates. Fantastic. Then you think his backside because you think, okay, he's probably not hotspot. He's probably planted for his mates. But he's not even there. He's planted in the other spot that plants for his mates. And he just sits there, sits on the bomb, whole round. And that means he doesn't go down. They don't get the site ever. And it's Reason coming out on top. It's fantastic play.
Yeah, he lets his teammates work for him. He was just there as the anchor, so to speak. If his teammates went down, he would have still be on the bomb, surprising the CTs on the retake. Great play by him again. But Reason is down a man thanks to Jumpy's opening frag. Larsen is desperate to find somebody in middle, but nobody's showing up. Now good tag onto Slap. That 21 HP remain. The Terrorists know that he's still on the right side, so they will take him down. Everyone is focused on that one frag to equalize it back to a 4v4. Now a Molotov comes in, and they will not let him get away with his life. Maxi used the time that his teammate generated and gets another refrag. So the CT stay in control, but now he's getting cut off by Netric. It's a trade for a trade. Maxi desperately trying to get away, but he's cut off by Netric. Reason Gaming make it a 3v3 again. And now they have 30 seconds. They wasted a lot of time getting those refrags, even though that was the most important thing for them at the time. Now they have to hurry up on that execution.
Yeah, and it's Barbar holding this site here. He needs to not rotate away. He does just about. Now he has to come in, and he's actually in a very, very bad position. He needs to find a frag here. Tobacco is making it very tough for him. 10 seconds on the clock, but they're going to get the bomb plan no matter what. Jumpy coming in with an AWP, and as we've already pointed out, it's not really the ideal weapon to retake with. The AWP battle going to be coming in undoubtedly here as Larsen and Jumpy want to be challenging, but not an easy retake for the CTs, that's 100% sure. But Barbar lands a fantastic shot onto Larsen, and that opens up the site. Now Jumpy, if he just covers quad, I'm sure Barbar can find another. He does go in charging, and Barbar almost wins the round. But I want to say here that that was a mistake by both teams, in the sense that when Netric goes down, or no, I think he killed Maxi and then actually stayed alive. It's a 3 versus 3 scenario. I'm looking at the radar while you're talking, and I actually noticed that the bomb is going over to the B bomb site, well, which only has one player, and there's 2 players on A. Then the bomb is super close to B, and he turns around and runs A instead, where they have 2 players. Yeah. Then Barbar rotates off right at the wrong second, and yeah, that actually ends up costing them the round.
Unfortunate timing.
Yeah, but also a bad call by Reason, I'd say. They should have hit the B-bomb site when they've pulled the rotations, definitely.
We might have an overtime in the first game of the day already. The 2 teams on point. CSGO Best Spot go Mirage. For the Deagles. Yeah, how could it be Mirage? We will see that, though, later on. Maxi and Jumpy with the 5-7s, trying to put up some resistance. Reason Gaming take it slow. They know the game is at stake. They have the first frag. No errors to be made by them. They really take it slow. They have 55 seconds on the clock, so that's at least 20 more seconds to find out where the CTs are at.
Yeah, and the T players have been smart enough to, instead of purchasing a lot of flashes, they've decided to buy 5 Molotovs. They know they're playing against pistols, and they're just going to be using these Molotovs to flush out every single position that they can find. You see it here in back checkers. If Jumpy had been there, he would have been dead. Now they could take the B-bomb site. The rotations are going to be coming in now, and they're going to be locking them down. That's KS actually trying to find them here in mid. So Slap needs to be aware of this. He needs to also land this shot. When Maxi goes down, now Jumpy, that's his chance. He comes from behind. He takes down one. Only one, though. Now it's all left to Whit then. With only 15 seconds left on the clock, Reason obviously are going to get this bomb down. And a very unlikely 1 versus 4 to get back into. Yeah,
that was Jumpy just having the fish in his hands, but it was a little bit too slippery, and it just got back into the lake again. But Huitin is grasping that fish again. Chaos goes down. He's got instant Netric in the range of possibly a 1-deek, even though he's going down to Dabaku. It would have been possible for him. 15-15. We will head into the first overtime today in the first map of the first game on the second day.
It's even the first overtime this tournament, isn't it? I don't think we've had an overtime this tournament. Interesting stuff. It's yeah, as we said, luckily not on Mirage, a map we've been seeing a lot of. And while it's my favorite map, when you see it all the time, it does get a bit tiring. So it's nice enough that we don't see an overtime here. We can just take a small little break, I guess you can say. But any thoughts about the overtime? What are your predictions coming into this?
Well, Larsen actually showed up with the AWP later on the T side. They will start on the T side. He will most likely end up with the AWP as well. If he keeps it up, he can open up the rounds for them. It comes down to that battle, I think. If Jumpy is on point with his AWP on the defensive approach, he could swing it back again. But let's see how it pans out in the end. I think the 15-15 is deserved. If we would have draws, I would say send them home together, split everything, you know. If it was the final, I would say, okay, they deserved it.
Definitely. I mean, a thing to note as well is the fact that when you are a kind of inexperienced player, which Larsen probably is at this event, and he's also a very young player, it's usually that you're very nervous at the start, but then you kind of get comfortable in it. It's not really that tough, actually. Like, you get surprised that, oh, it's not harder than this, you know?
Yeah.
And then you kind of start playing your own game. You start... You know, the further they get into this game, and I think that's what's going to help Reason in this best of 3. And another thing that's going to help them massively is Maxi going down and Tobacco taking out Barba as well. Then with this smoke push, he's actually sitting inside of the smoke, and this might be the play that changes the outcome of the round. Then with 2, but doesn't find any more. Jumpy with 1 though, and that makes the round possible. After all, one guy makes it into main, and I'm not quite sure the CTs know this. So this is kind of a joker, as you described it before. And there was also a guy hiding. Now, Insta not hit by that Molotov at all, and then I don't think they think there's a guy in main, so they're going to be just going all out on Insta. He is going to be going down. Now they know Slap is in here. They're going to be sticking the bomb. Slap, not with a lot of HP, but Jumpy wins the fight, and they actually win the round on the back of Huiten's smoke play and spray transfer. That was phenomenal from him, and also Jumpy, you know, picking up the last 3, covering his mate who's 10 HP or something like that while he's defusing.
Sitting on the defuse.
He's like meat shielding him, and it's just panning off. Panning out in the best sense. Interesting round.
Jumpy actually jumped to the box, and even though he didn't have the AWP, he made his impact in the round. Just getting that frag in the back of corner. Now he's getting his second shot of the round already on target, making it a 5v2. And this is CSGO best pod really fed up with all the shenanigans. They say, okay, we're here to win. We have the chance to win again. We messed up a little bit, you know, the 3 map points that we wasted. Now it's time for us to take the lead and take this game as well.
Yeah, the Swedes showing they have an extra gear, at least on this map, Cash, where now in the overtime, they're going to be stepping up and saying, no.
Not the gear that Renegades shifted into when they were at...
versus Luminosity, wasn't it? Where we have that extra gear.
Sorry for that burn, I love them.
Yeah, Sponge is going to be hating on us on Twitter, I'm sure.
But
much love.
I hate
he seems to be a very chill guy. I hope he doesn't take any offenses or banter. No, I don't know, do they have I mean, they do have a lot of kind of weird words in Australia, where it's like, you know, it's kind of region specific in a sense. Do they have a word for banter? If not, they should make one, really.
I don't actually know. Maybe hang loose. Which is
but
not actually a word either.
Of Counter-Strike. Slap going to be opening up into this round, and they're actually doing an A setup, so now Slap can just ruin the dreams there. Cares missing that shot, and then gets taken out by Huiten through the door. Netric also taking down Slap, and it's looking like another round on the board for the TTs, and as this is only MR3, it looks like a perfect half.
Yeah, that is definitely possible on the CT side with all the equipment. Now let's see if Reason can actually get the bomb plant over here and put the pressure back onto the CTs. Jumpy in a key position. Again, he's playing great while Babar gets a frag. Jumpy's not going to miss that. He really made sure that he's not going to miss Natrick in that situation. Insta is the last man standing. He made his way into CT spawn now. 45 seconds on the clock. He could actually push further, but he focused on B. They have the position of Jumpy. That is known. And he completely outmaneuvered Huitin, who's on the way back towards A. Now, what is he going to do now?
I mean, he can make any play here. If he goes towards A, he can shoot Huitin in the back. If he goes towards B, well, he's definitely going to get a bomb plant, and Jumpy is a bit off the side. Now, he's wasting too much time, meaning they're going to be going to the bomb sites as he has to get a plant soon. And that's why, the rotations have already come in. He's not going to even get the bomb plant. And that's kind of his time wasting there. That's actually
was
cost
so
him.
many choices, you have to do something at one point, but you never know if it's the right thing to do. So it is CSGO best pot with the 18-15. Just getting another set of 3 map points.
It's actually a good good analogy. Whenever I go out to eat, if I eat food, I sometimes do eat food. It's actually true.
Really?
Yeah, it does happen. Okay, on occasion, yeah. But I actually like food. I sometimes eat food as well. But when
you
I
just
go
mentioned
to
that,
yeah. But when I go to a buffet where there's a lot of food and you could choose from pretty much anything,
and then you end up eating nothing.
I end up
there are
eating
too many
less because there's so many choices,
Really?
and I can't be asked. It's the decision making is just ruining my appetite. It's really, really interesting. So that's probably the same. Insta had a whole silver platter of food that he could choose from with all kinds of different tastes that, in this scenario, really, if he had just made any choice, it probably would have been very tasty.
Yeah.
But still, the indecisiveness here ends up actually making him starve. Yeah.
So maybe he learned from that. They have to make a few decisions this time around. The CT side is obviously not having the initiative, but then they have to find out if they are going for the rotation or not. Larsen is going for the aggressive play together with his teammate. He's covering him, but missing that shot and slap with a double kill. How did he come up with that one? Sick play by CSGO Best Pod. They make it a 5v2 straight off the bat with Tobacco and Insta being the lone survivors for the CTs. They are on the full rotation, but Maxi is already trying to put a stop to that one. Great headshot onto Insta, following it up onto Tobacco. CSGO Best Pod win the first map 19-15. After being down 6-1, they showed us that they have the mental strength.
Yeah, I'm obviously going to leave some for analysis, but I want to mention that here on the last round, that they were actually standing anti-flash behind the box. They were expecting the flash, and it came. And when that flash comes, then Reason charges in. They expect everybody to be blind. They're not, because they're predicting it, and they're just looking into the ground. They win the round just on that play, and it's just CSGO Best Pot once again doing a very good read, and that's really why they're winning so many T rounds here in Cash, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see what our analysts have to say. Blomstar, take it away.
Well, guys, we have a few things to say, one thing each, and then we're gonna go back to a little commercial break and go to the second map, Mirage, and then we're gonna do a little deeper analysis after the whole game. So, Volti.
You want to start?
No.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay.
Your turn.
We were talking about Larsen. He played especially in the first half, he played that kind of random role a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Stood at improbable positions that you wouldn't expect him to stand on. But to stand on those positions, to make sure that you shock the enemy, you need to hit your shots as well. If you miss that first shot, there's just not a chance in hell you're ever gonna win a round like that. So
and he missed too many of those.
Yeah, definitely. And Slap, I mean, oof. For the Swedish team.
What a game, man.
He's an asset.
What a game,
He's an asset.
Yeah.
I have a little thing, quick.
Okay, go on. Yeah.
I mean, we saw
that.
Maxi. He played. He got a rough start, but then he came back as CT. But I mean, he had Slap on A with him, and when Maxi slacked a little bit, then Slap he like picked him up, carried him on his back. So that was really interesting that it was really Slap and Maxi the whole day. But Maxi did some nice frags on A as well and saved them a few rounds. So
I have to agree with that.
Yeah, Ross, sorry man.
No, I just want to point it was a back and forth match all the way, and when it was no reason to lose, then CS:GO Best Sport found a way to do it, force the overtime, and then not lose a single round on there, and then it just was magnificent.
Magnificent indeed, you heard it, and we're gonna come back to you guys in a while with the second map. It's gonna be Mirage. I think you heard that before, so see you guys.